Welcome everybody to All About the Orville Comments, episode 10. For any newcomers, that's where we go through and read the comments on our previous episode when we reviewed episode 10.
Yeah.
So we always start with the top comment and then we work our way down.
Yep.
So their number one comment right now is from Jonathan Earl. Now, episode 10 of the Orville is what I call an awesome episode. I liked it just as much as my favorite episode, episode 6. And it's far better than episode 9. I was shocked after finding out that Alara was actually in a holodeck, which other people brought up is called an environmental simulator.
I call Holodeck too.
Yeah, we're going to keep calling it the holodeck.
That's a Star Trek thing. Sorry, it's going to be hard to break. We'll have it.
Like the scary clowns and evil Isaacs. Yeah, there's more than one. I absolutely enjoyed the episode. Both the Next Generation and Voyager had episodes of the same concepts. And it kind of goes and breaks down some of these episodes. Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 6, where no one has gone before. Picard is about to step out of the turbolift and sees open space. The crew also experiences their fears. In Voyager, episode 22, The Thaw, an alien clown brings fear amongst the part of the crew of the Voyager and the group of aliens there were in stasis. Voyager, season 4, episode 13, Walking Moments. The Voyager crew are assaulted in the form of nightmares. An alien species functioning only in the dream world disables the crew and traps them in a shared dream. Voyager has a lot of these kind of scary episodes. Yeah. Season 5, episode 3, Extreme Risks. B'Elanna secretly participates in a secret dangerous holodeck program. She overrides the safety protocols as well. Voyager, season 5, episode 11, Layman Images. The holograph doctor mentally breaks down after finding out he couldn't save a crewman.
I out of all of those, I think the last one has least to do with any of this, because I don't think it really fits in, because it's about what happens in that one is that there's two people that need to be, rescued, basically they're dying, and he has to choose. He ends up choosing Harry Kim, and then he thinks, did I do because it was my friend? And no, well, you had to make a choice. And that's what you had to wrestle with. So I don't know if that quite fits into this, but the other one's totally. I mean,
a lot of those happened in Voyager, because since they were so far out, they had to keep, they would interact with those kind of weird
definitely.
Species and everything. And
the thought particularly good because it's to do with the clown.
Yeah.
I mean, an evil clown that was made up because they were that planet that where the clown was manifested was in that program, because they what happened is it was like almost like a nuclear winter happened. So they had to go underground, and by doing so, they put themselves in a dream state, like in these stasis tubes. And when it happened in those stasis tubes, they started to have dreams or whatever. It was supposed to be the environment, but they were dreaming that because it was the scary situation.
Because it is possible someone would have a nightmare.
Yeah.
And there's like a sci-fi thing where you bring in like the idea of dreams, and you have science fiction and all that stuff kind of rolls together. But again, they pick out all those episodes like that. Especially in Trek, they really did touch a lot on that human fears. Even though we're supposed to be this advanced, thing, we still have our basic instincts.
Field, definitely. And I like the episodes you mentioned when Picard jumped out of the thing. That could have been from the one where they couldn't sleep, too. There was an episode of Star Trek. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about in particular, but Next Generation had that, too. Because they were stuck in this one field and they couldn't get out. And these other life forms that are non-corporeal were stuck, too. So they communicated what they needed, and they kept giving them nightmares because they wanted them to use a certain element. Well, I think it might have been hydrogen, if I'm mistaken.
Something like that.
Something simple, and they had an element to break themselves free. But I induced nightmares in all of them, except for Data.
That was the only way they could communicate.
Yeah.
Even though kind of freaky, scary stuff, but
the only one that was immune from one was Diana Troy and Data, so because she was Beta Z, because they communicate telepathically. And Data, of course, doesn't.
Geek doesn't dream.
Yeah.
So great comment. Time Like 01. I like these sci-fi episodes where they put characters in simulations. It's a good way to change things up without actually changing them up. I think it's a good. It's like a foil. You can like, now we can do something crazy. Oh, it wasn't a simulation,
Yeah.
But it's a classic sci-fi type thing, especially in Trek, where they came up with this whole idea of like, whoa, if you had a space where we can make anything happen, you can write stories with no boundaries.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I remember in the episode they were talking at the end when Mercer was saying, remember you told me your parents said they couldn't come up with anything. So even that part when she talked to him about the fire, was that in the holodeck too?
I think everything after that point.
Are you sure? Because Mercer said, I remember watching the episode again, saying, "Oh well, they didn't come up with anything. Why you were afraid of that fire?" So was that just made up? So why she'd be? Oh, that's the reason why I'm scared of it.
Maybe.
You have to look back at it, but that's what I thought. That's what he said. But
it's
I rewatched it yesterday. So
our next one, Francisco Carvalho. Again, I apologize if I mess up anybody's usernames. Creepy Clown, Raining Tarantulas, Hannibal Lecter, Dr. Quinn, Monster Spiders, Psycho Isaac. Should have played this episode for Halloween. Wonderful creepy acting from the actress that plays Dr. Quinn. Dr. Finn, actually, is her name. When she was in the brig, brr, creepy as hell. The clown was funnier and far creepier than the It clown from the movies. Great episode. I think the whole idea, since It did come back around, they're going to throw in the scary clown because it was very similar with the spiky teeth and everything. And yeah, I think the scariest person was Dr. Finn because she's supposed to be there to heal you.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be a force of good, not a force of, oh, I'm going to start cutting you up and be that crazy doctor. And even when she was in the brig, she was still scary. Even though she couldn't get to you.
She dominated the room.
Oh, yeah.
By far. No one else could even come close to touching her. That's how eerie your performance was. And then talking merciful, the loneliest of space in between. You're like, oh, geez, stop talking. You're creeping me out.
With all that darkness out there, there's something waiting for you. Like,
Like, stop talking. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
So, again, some more comments from Jonathan Earl. I immediately noticed the actor from Voyager in DS9 in episode 10 of Orville. Alara's parents were played by Robert Picardo and Molly Hagan. Robert Picardo starred as a holographic doctor, the EMH of Voyager. Holly Hagan guest starred in as Iris as a female Vorta DS9. Both are good actors. I also noticed that Alara didn't seem to be afraid of the clowns or evil Isaacs. However, she seemed more afraid of the giant spider. Well, the giant spider was going to eat her, and the Dr. Finn because it's supposed to be her friend. That's more like a betrayal.
Because you're not expecting it. You're just, I'm going to get a brain scan. You think, oh my gosh, why do you got me locked down for? It's okay. No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, like tying her arms down and everything.
But the thing is, she's trying to break out. It's like, get me out of here. She's going to cut through her stomach. Like, oh my goodness, her abdomen. That's terrible.
Same commenter. Evil Isaac or Isaacs kept returning like the Terminator. Alara reminded me of the little girl telling her parents that she saw a monster in the closet when she tells the holographic Ed and Kelly when she saw the clown in the corridor. Also, I think Alara should not have been disciplined for breaking protocol simply because she punished herself with the nightmarish holodeck program. If anything, the simulation made her a better officer because she conquered her fears. But she kind of used that order, like that...
Order 38.
Yeah, she used that out of... She should have used it in that situation.
No.
That was meant for something else, not for personal...
No, exactly. And then even go to the doctor to wipe her memory, which she wasn't supposed to do that either because that meant, for high profile, like I'm not even supposed to know the security clearance, but that was all lies.
So
she could have been written up twice there.
I think Mercer's just gonna have it like a little note in his own file or something. I don't know, definitely. But it's definitely something that wasn't necessarily a good thing. Even though it all worked out in the end, I still think that it was kind of.
Well, obviously, she had the safety off. She could have died. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's a lot of risk just to conquer your fears.
And the Isaac was very Terminator-ish.
Oh, it was scary.
With the red eyes and everything.
Oh, and he says, when that won't be done until the ship runs through your blood. Oh, blood on the ship. Oh, my goodness.
Isaac, get a little crazy here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jen Bear, freaking awesome episode. Reveal was a little disappointing, but I guess it made sense. The episode had everything: suspense, death, mystery, action, and drama, and without the suppy romance. Perfect. Yeah, I know they did the reveal, and it's like, oh, okay. As an audience, we're like, oh, we get to breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, it's not real.
But she could still get hurt, though. Yeah. I mean, obviously, she's getting messed up.
But up to that point...
You didn't know what was going
on. Like, my goodness, like, what the heck is going on?
Just a shared illusion, it's an alien influence from that thing they were in.
Yeah, I seriously, honestly thought when they got hit in that plasma storm, there was some type of entity, but I guess it was nothing. I guess it was all...
And I was kind of hoping that was the reason why she froze in the fire, but nope, that was her own fear.
Really did.
She really froze.
That guy really died.
Yeah, that was terrible. Ugh.
So, Shazam 1701, again, the Washu... picture.
Oh, that's cool from Tenchi Munya. We love Tenchi, by the way. That's cool. We want to do a panel one of these days on Tenchi. We really like it a lot, but go on.
So, their comment is, it was a really great episode. There was the EMH, a.k.a. Doctor from Voyager, and Eris from DS9, and Lara's parents, Evil Isaac. All the fears that took hysterical form, crazy Dr. Finn, not to mention, finally, for the first time, we saw how the holodeck, simulation looks from the outside. Finally, we saw a little bit of Alara's development as a character as she battled her fears. Learned a little bit about her race, not to mention that Mr. Kanta's comment, humans are the hillbillies of the galaxy. I burst out with laughter in that moment. Overall, very good episode. I want more.
First thing that ticked me off, because I hate the fact, like, how come everyone hates the humans in this show? Like, they treat them like they're stupid.
But here's the thing, though. We're still out there doing the work, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can think whatever you want about us. We're still out there fighting.
But that's the thing. Besides, like, the Klingons, no one disrespects the Federation, okay? But it's like, goodness, it's ridiculous.
But it was funny, and it was cool. Again, every episode, we kind of seem to bring this up because they always have guest stars.
Yeah.
And that's McFarlane having all those connections in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
He can bring in all these cool sci-fi people into this show.
And it works really well. It blends in well. I mean, they really fit seamlessly, and he knows he puts them in the right role. So, I mean, Hats off to him for that.
Okay, Winford Hancock is kind of a long one. This was another great episode. I have to say that the Orville has been a success this season. 10 episodes in, and I have to say I can't wait for season 2 to come out and see what Seth MacFarlane comes up with. I'm beginning to enjoy the antics the characters have with each other. Even if it comes next fall, it will be worth waiting. I think Lamar and Gordon are a comedy duo. It brought me to laugh seeing them in colonial attire walking into the Hollow Suite along with Borda Slater. I would love to see this as a Halloween episode. I thought the clown was a reference to killer clowns from space. In my opinion, if anyone's old enough to remember that movie, yes, I'm showing my age, but some people do have fears of clowns. From tarantulas in the conference room to the giant spider eating Gordon in the corridor and Dr. Finn killing her assistant in sickbay, wanting to dissect Alara. Watching Dr. Finn in the brig talking crazy, I was thinking what was going on here. It had me sitting wondering if an alien entity would somehow show up and everyone would come back. But the Holosuite program, as it showed later, Alara running and Captain Mercer and Kelly along with Isaac watching it, I began to understand what was happening. It was also a note that Alara fought Isaac towards the end before launching off with the shuttle. Excellent season for me thus far. Have to say, if Seth MacFarlane can keep this up, this will be my new Star Trek sci-fi drama comedy show of the year to come. I think this kind describes this show. It's down to earth and fun to watch. Off track of the episode, I wish Seth would license model replicas of the Orville for sale. I would definitely buy and build one of my real Star Trek collections, not STD. Great video, guys. You have been awesome with these reviews, and I agree with you. This season of the Orville keeps getting better and better. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you for the kind words. And yes, definitely I would buy a little scale model.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Even if one you put together, or even one that's already pre-made, I would totally buy one.
I've said this already before, but I'm looking forward to going to conventions. I want to see the Orville stuff they're going to have. I'm excited for it. I really am looking forward to seeing what toys or what things they're going to have out there. So
yeah, and again, I like killer clowns from outer space. I do remember that.
Yeah, except we didn't have the people being trapped with a gun and they turned to cotton candy like little cocoons. You know, it's all we needed. That'd be killer clowns.
And then drinking their blood or whatever.
Drinking their blood, yeah.
Again, that was a funny, scary
movie,
80s.
But it was almost the point. It was scary, but still kind of silly. So it didn't really bother me as much. It wasn't like it per se.
And those clowns looked very abstract.
Yeah, cartoonish.
While this looked like a guy in makeup, like a regular human.
Really scared. And I remember when they scanned him, he was human. Yeah. So
I guess that just adds to the whole scariness of like, what the heck is a human doing on here? And yeah, that whole sense of like, what's going on? And then we saw the Holosuite, the simulator, and we're like, oh, okay, now we get it.
And see, this is another reason why they don't have teleporters. Yeah. Because they could just transport her out of there and that would have resolved everything, but...
So we have Cross. Love this episode, scary as hell, and was a thrill ride. That clown alone would have been the whole episode. I would have been in all the way. Great to see more old Trek cast members showing up in the Orville. 10 out of 10 clown. Yeah, it's so out of place because you're on a starship in outer space, and then you see this full blown circus clown just standing in a hallway. Oh, yeah. That just blows your mind.
And at first, she even thought Katan's like, okay, I must be going crazy.
I went crazy.
And they looked at it, and then I like Lamar's action. I'm like, oh hell no! He's like, it's there, isn't it?
I like the fact that he wasn't looking at the monitor. Then like, what's there? Like, there's a clown. He's like, oh damn.
He knew it. It's funny. What is it? Is it a hobo clown? What difference does it make? His homos are the worst. They're more hungry.
Yeah, because they're hobos. So they're the most dangerous.
The most dangerous kind of hobo clowns.
So we got Master Cam. Anyone notice the alien soundtrack soundtrack as Alara and Borda search for the clown? Yeah, that's another thing about this show that a lot of people don't seem to talk about. The music is really good. Like if you just were to listen to an isolated score, you feel the tension. Oh yeah, and like because all the lights are off and it's kind of scary. Even though Borda and Alara, outside of Isaac, are probably the two strongest characters in the show, it's still scary.
Well, it's funny now you mentioned it. I'm talking about because I rewatched the episodes again a couple days ago when they were on the planet where the colony was at, and they didn't know they were on a colony ship. Laura was saying, besides the only one that's, because they're talking about her strength, he goes, the only one that's strong is probably Isaac. We're probably evenly matched. See, and we finally got to see that fruition in this episode come up. So I thought that's when they just let that out there. Now when I'm thinking about it, looking at it, so that's kind of cool. When she was talking with Kelly on that,
when they were just walking around. So we have Nightwing Skywalker. Clown shows up. Haha, sucks for anyone who's afraid of clowns tonight. Spider show up. I deserve this for making fun of the clown people. You know what? And it's so funny because those are like those basic fears, you know. See, I don't necessarily get one to me spiders, but a whole room full of spiders. Oh yeah, that's pretty creepy.
They can like bite you. And when they fell on Malloy, like, oh, get off me! I'm like, that's disgusting.
And then the giant mutant spider that ate him, like, oh my goodness,
that was terrible. I can imagine Katana at that point like, oh my goodness, Gordon's dead. She's like, I don't know.
But you know what? She didn't break down and like curl up in a ball and start crying. She kept fighting.
Well, that's what she did.
That was cool. At least I like that about her character.
Gosh, I mean, it almost felt like when they're looking from above, you could see, it almost felt like Doom almost.
Yeah, because it kind of had like that grid look to it.
Grid look to it, yeah. That was kind of cool.
And that's another thing, you know, outside of just this episode alone. And something like in Discovery, where the female characters are constantly being congratulated, and they're every time they do something wrong, they have to say they're doing something right. See, Alara, she fought through all these things, and it was she did it herself, and it wasn't unbelievable.
No,
like when she's fighting Isaac, okay, she is super strong, she can do these things. When Michael's fighting Klingons, you're thinking, how the heck is she fighting these guys?
You notice how, like, Alara gets reprimands and all that? That would never happen to Michael Pentaman in Star Trek. Yeah, early on when the mutiny happened, but outside of that, that'll never happen to her.
Yeah, like, she was constantly being congratulated. And this is how you handle a female character, showing her be strong and seeing her fail, learning from her failure, then overcoming.
And they explain why she's strong, because her planet's super gravity compared to everywhere else.
Yeah, even outside of physical strength, she had strong mental strength.
Mental strength, too.
Yeah, one of her closest friends on the ship just got eaten in front of her. She, you know, kept working, kept fighting. That's why I love Alara. Became such a better character after this episode.
She's really good.
So we got Scoldworm here. Google Talk interview with Seth, the makeup guy and the costume guy, producer, writer, and two writers. Really worth watching. I think. Did you watch that one where they were talking to the makeup people and everything?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that's. I think I've seen clips of that one. Yeah, just the makeup and the sets and everything. They really care. You can tell when they're talking to Seth and they're talking to the production people, they honestly really truly care about
it's funny,
sci-fi.
I was looking even at the Twitter pages, and like a guy who plays Malloy, he has a picture from Orville, and it says his rank and everything like that, because it just tells you they love the show. Yeah. They love it, they love it, they love it. And he gets to act and not just be a voice actor, which is nothing wrong with that, but now he gets to act and do a sci-fi thing.
And it's just so cool that we care about all these characters.
Oh, yeah.
It is so cool that everyone's like, oh, I really like Malloy, and Alara does this, and we're starting to build these connections as fans to the characters.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's only 10 episodes in.
Yeah, that's it. 10 episodes about to say
and I'm feeling super strong connections. Like, when Alara's getting hurt, I'm like, oh, I want her to win. I want her to become stronger. I want her to learn from these mistakes.
Exactly.
And you know, to keep making the parallels to Discovery, I don't care about those characters when they die or get beat up, or it just doesn't bother me.
And even the lieutenant, I keep forgetting his name.
Taylor?
He's starting to wane on me now. Yeah. And I liked him the most out of everyone, and he's starting to be kind of to me.
But we got another long comment here. Whew. Billy Deerhead. After the third spooky incident, it was pretty clear to me that everything was centered around Alara. Still, self-introduced holodeck simulation and mind wipe was certainly not the final explanation I was expecting. I really liked how Isaac was used in the story. I've always felt sorry for Mark Jansen having to play a character that's solid metal plate for a face ever since the start of the show. I strongly question the design choice. How does an actor walk around in a costume without bumping into walls and other people? But even so, this episode managed to take a rather simple looking robot design and make him scary as hell just by turning down the lights and making his eyes red. As they fight at the end, it was quite intense. Everything, even knowing it wasn't real. Once again, Mercer shows that an amazing, inspirational captain he is. Sure, there's some little humanizing moments of weakness here and there, but certainly not a bad thing. He's already proven himself to be equal to any good Starfleet captain. It's just unfortunate I now have to preface Starfleet captain with good. Thanks, Disco. As for Alara herself, I can say the girl sure knows how to be hard on herself. One moment of weakness, she goes all out trying to purge herself of fear. Damn, girl. Penny Johnson's performance, Dr. Finn, in the brig had my skin crawling. I was starting to wonder exactly what kind of ungodly, wretched horrors they unleashed upon this universe just by flying through that damn plasma storm. I was so damn relieved when all turned out to be a big simulation. Penny's acting skills are already gone far beyond anything she ever did in DS9. Yeah. Seeing Robert Picardo was also a highlight as well. I'm loving seeing many Star Trek alumni coming to the Orville to support the show. I'm really hoping that at some point we get to see Bortus's parents, or one of them played by Michael Dorn. The constant deadpan expression from Bortus makes it even more Worf than Worf. And you know, like,
Bortus is my man. I'm sorry, I love that guy.
And seeing how people talk about Alara, you you wouldn't notice these things about the character if you didn't care.
No.
Even if you dislike or not like a character, you still care about them.
Yes.
And in this context, and yeah, she was super hard on herself, and she felt like she wasn't a good security officer. Shouldn't be but she put herself through this. It was like all self-punishment.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember, like she said, they fast-tracked their kind when they joined the Union. So she figured, did I get that because of my race?
Yeah. And that's another thing she probably feels like she has to overcome.
Yeah, exactly.
She has to prove herself.
Young. Yeah, exactly.
Constantly having to prove herself.
Yeah.
Even like Captain Mercer, like he told her, he's like, "There's no one else I would want between me and an angry Mocklin trying to kill me than you. Yeah. I trust you as my head of security." And even then, she still feels like, "Oh, I got to prove it to myself."
Yeah.
But you know what? I think she grew. Even though I may not agree with all the little things she did to make it happen.
No, she went through heck on that thing.
Yeah, it was pretty tough.
Because even at the end, she's like, "Why'd you do this to me?" No, you did this to you. No one did this to you.
That'd be so funny because Mercer's like, "Yeah, I gotta punish you." How funny that would have been.
But young Mike Simmons like, "This is awful. Why would you put me through this?"
And then, like you brought up, Mercer's a pretty cool captain.
Oh, yeah.
And it says when he was talking to Alara, like I was just saying about her being the only person he trusts, in that security situation, being the officer, I can imagine Picard saying that.
Yeah.
I can imagine, Cisco saying that. It's just, and it
Archer,
fits. Archer,
Janeway.
Yeah, not Lorca. Lorca,
I don't know. Lorca would be like, you're too squeaky clean. I need someone's a little shady so I can join my team.
Yeah, so I can use you later on.
Like a break out of prison, so that way I have something on you.
And like you brought up Michael Dorn, like being his parents. I'm telling you, they need to go to Isaac's homeworld, and it has to be Bert Spiner. It has to be the mainframe master computer
At least
guy.
The voice of it.
That'd be so literally, I would be the ultimate fan. But I'd pass
as far
out.
as like Isaac walking, I'm pretty sure ever since Star Wars, they teach techniques. Okay, you walk this many steps, you do this. I'm pretty sure they carefully choreograph because you can't see. I'm sure you can only act like 3 minutes at a time because that thing's
but just fully concealed. I'm wondering, just for breathing, getting all that hot air.
Well, I know they had. Remember the episode of Star Trek when Data was making his own kid, and they had the first body mold before he become a female. The robot. It would hard for them to breathe. So can you imagine Isaac going through that all the time?
Yeah, it's just a plain metal sheet.
And two little glowing eyes. That's it.
And our next comment, Chris Gunter. I missed it Thursday and watched it today. I really liked it. Possibly the best so far, in my opinion. It's a good episode. It's
more sci-fi than the comedy one. But is it my favorite? No. It's good. It's just not my favorite.
I want to say if I had to put a number on it right now out of 10
4
episodes.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. It was pretty cool.
I liked it.
So, Vlad Drac II, the Orville's first holodeck episode, far better than Vic Fontaine and the DS9 singing and talking about how he's just a collection of lights. When it comes to holodeck episodes, they're hit or miss with the fans. I really like holodeck episodes because
I love most of them.
Again, I really, really enjoyed Data and LaForge doing their, they would do Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. I love those episodes.
I love Tom Paris and the Captain Proton, Ron Ton.
Yeah.
Because Captain Proton wasn't real. It's so fantasy. And that's what I want to do. Why do something that really did happen,
See, but it's so far removed.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. And then I can see...
Framing was stupid. I didn't care for
that was I don't know. This is a Little House on the Prairie, what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can see how this episode was, I want to say, fast-paced. Yeah. It was until you found out it was an actual simulation. You're frightened for the characters. You're scared right along with them.
What's? Oh my goodness!
I don't want to see Alara die or any of the characters.
The one thing I did notice too, like you said, a lot of things were happening to Alara, but then it kind of threw off what happened to Boris. I like to see Boris fight the alligator. I wanted to see that.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to do it, just stomped it. He said he squished it, right?
He smashed it.
He smashed it.
Well, I don't know where it came from, but I smashed it. Okay.
Do you think he picked up like a big crater and he just walked up there and stomp on it?
That's so funny because even at the end of the episode, they talk about with Boris, his greatest fear was Isaac, because he's a superior ass strength. Like, Boris is probably one of the strongest people on this planet, or average Mothman, but compared to Isaac Catan, he might not even be, he's not even close.
It'd be like someone who's just saying, oh, he's a good college player, and Alara's like pro.
Well, and there's an all-star pro. Well, yeah, you're not that level.
Yeah, he's good, but not that good.
Exactly.
And Jonathan Earl again. I rewatched the episode over and over again. I noticed the beginning of the episode, Alara's decimated the punching bag. That punching bag helped Alara out, giving her the practice when she fought the clown. Yeah, when you see, it's showing you, she's pretty freaking strong.
Oh, yeah.
She was hitting that clown, and it wasn't, like, killing him.
Yeah.
Because if that would have been, like, you or me, it would have, like, knocked our heads off.
I think she made the clown as strong as her. I guarantee it.
Like a scale thing, like it would stay right with her.
And then when she shot her, you noticed you didn't see the clown, because I think she killed the clown. That was it. There was no more clown after that. She killed him.
So we got Dugan, the holodeck on the Orville. It's called the environmental simulator. Yeah.
We know.
It's one of those things where I just forgot. Because I'm so used to the lexicon of Trek, I'm going to call it what I remember.
I can remember deflectors and not shields because that's such a different thing. Because I've heard deflectors and other things. Even Archer had something similar on his ship as far as the name of it. But like when it comes to stuff like runabouts, simulators, I'm going to say holodeck.
The funny thing is, holodeck is so much cooler than environmental simulator.
Exactly.
That sounds too sterile, like too scientific.
I know they have to come up with a different name, but it's just...
Yeah, it's cool, though. Saint Ravage. I'm living the Orville, and I've given up on Discovery altogether, so now I'll just listen to you guys about it. I'm encouraging people on my stream to listen to you instead of watching STD. Well, thank you. We'll continue to watch it. It starts up again in January, so we have a pretty nice little break. That's our Christmas gift from CBS.
Definitely. I know even a lot of people are talking about it in some of the groups I go into too, saying they're not going to watch anymore. They're just done with Discovery. They're just done.
And not to get away from the Orville, but the way that Discovery ended its first season, it's like, we're doing Voyager. We're lost in space.
Unless it's like the Terran Empire, another universe, I really don't care.
Yeah. But we'll keep covering both shows and talking about both of them.
I guarantee it's gonna be something stupid. So I'm just
whatever cool ideas that are turning in my brain. I guarantee none of those are the things.
No, it won't, because that would just be too awesome.
So we got a couple of comments from Scoldworm here. I assumed it's possibly could be a dream at first, but then I thought that's a weird storm or celestial entity of sorts, drawing on fears of the crew. It wasn't until Gordon Malloy got eaten by the spider I started to go, hang on, he can't die, can he? What's going on here? But it wasn't until Alara started noticing the people were gone, and I thought something was odd. I pondered on the possibilities of a holodeck thing going on, that maybe she was trapped in, and the computer had gone crazy due to the storm thing, that she had that had trapped herself. The memory wiped herself, and having done the override the lock thing surprised me. The Isaac Alara fight was amazing. This was how a fight between two very strong beings should be. For comparison, the fight with the Klingons of Discovery was wimpy. Isaac was terrifying in this. He even played the Alien Isolation. There was an asteroids in that game, very similar and creepy. Alien Isolation is a cool game. If you are even a little bit into Alien, it's basically like a hide and seek game with an alien coming to kill you, and you only have very few resources. Yeah. And that kind of did have that feel at the end of this episode where it was just Alara and Isaac.
Yeah,
and Isaac was the hunter. I noticed
too when Alara first went in the engine room and you saw Isaac, he goes, "Hello, Alara." Yeah. The way he said it all weird, I'm like, why does Isaac say it like that? It
made me feel like he was that. That's why I'm like, oh man, there's something. It could have been something that took over him, but then we knew it was a simulation.
Yeah.
But in her mind, I would think like, how is she rationalizing any of this?
Oh yeah, she's okay. And then he said, "Creature, well, I didn't tell you how Malloy died," and he just ignores her. Like, wait a minute, why are you ignoring me? And that's what
like you said, it's two super strong people. The fight was so freaking awesome. She's bashing his head into the thing.
When she got in the grill and she's just going like this, like, dang, she's just bashing his head in that thing.
She's going full tilt. Oh, she's not holding back.
She didn't have
and then Isaac's knocking her around and she grabs a pillar. It's such a cool fight. That is, like you said, and then the Klingon fights were almost pathetic. It literally like when we watched this hand-to-hand fight, it felt so much more. Every hit, looking at impact.
Oh, you can tell. And then he's grabbing that big beam and just trying to hit her with like, oh my goodness, oh that would hurt.
Man, she got tossed up in this episode, but she dished it out as much as she took it. Yeah,
as soon as I saw the marks, oh man, she can get hurt in this simulation. She could die in this. I mean, you could tell from the marks on her face.
I'm wondering if something would to have killed her that the computer would have stopped it.
I don't think so. I think it was all out.
But they never mentioned that if there was they didn't even mention if there's safeties or anything. But there has to be because they do, like they did that little Mexican shootout in the earlier episode. I doubt real bullets were flying around.
No, I think that was all safeties. I don't think they were getting hurt by anything.
But they never even mentioned anything like that.
I'm assuming I'm just going with it because that's the Star Trek thing. Again, I know I shouldn't assume that, but I'm just going with it until they say otherwise.
Another comment from Scoldworm. This episode is possibly one that is not the tropiest. The only thing I can think of is that Data in Next Generation maybe trapped himself in a simulation on purpose. My memory is vague, but I could be wrong. But the Orville writers are now starting to stretch their legs and do more of the original non-trope stories. As Alara shaking and crying in the eulogy, that made my throat tighten up a little bit. Dang good acting. Yeah, because she honestly felt bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even if she would have got there as quickly as she could have, would she have saved him? I don't know. It's one of those things, probably not. But yeah, she feels like I froze, I effed up, I'm responsible. And he has a family that doesn't have a father anymore.
Yeah.
And
she kept bringing up Adol. Well, there was telling that to his wife and kids.
Yeah.
She kept saying
there's
that
a wife without a husband.
Yeah.
There's a mother without a son. There's real impact when someone dies.
Yeah.
And yeah, you felt bad with her. And again, like I said, the only way that can happen in a story is you care about the character.
Yeah, like when the security chief died in Discovery, I could care less. I don't care what her family thinks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, she had a family? Who cares?
Who cares? She was terrible.
And the fact that she basically killed herself.
Yeah. I can never see Alara do something so stupid ever. Oh, open it, put down the shields, okay. Or I guess with deflectors that they have.
Oh my goodness, that seems so ridiculous.
It's stupid.
So, Michael Aaron's 1701. There's a number of episodes to draw comparison. Voyager haunting on the deck, Next Generation, no one has gone before, Voyager, microcosm, and alike, but it's also pulled from a few other things. I noticed in the past, the score playing most of an homage to Jerry Goldsmith, who did 5 of the Trek films, where there was a scene or a moment that was similar to the ones in the films, namely the motion pictures. But here, I actually seem to be drawing at the times from either Alien, since Alara goes Ripley Janeway at one point, but it would start to sound a little like Total Recall. Quite appropriately, it blurred the lines of reality versus simulation, where exactly Total Recall was all about. That's a good observation. I didn't think about Total Recall. Because again, in my mind, I think it was real, but I'm pretty sure it was a simulation in Total Recall.
Yeah, because he ends up getting the oxygen back to Mars and all this fantastic
like a super happy good ending.
Yeah, like it's too fantastical.
See, but when they were telling him it was a simulation, how come that doctor was like nervous? Unless they programmed that into the program.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he had like that bead of sweat going down. He said like, why would it be that well programmed? See, that's a discussion for a whole other time. Was Total Recall?
It's all about Quanto, the little friggin' mutant person stuck in the other person's body, but. Oh, that's funny.
It goes on the second paragraph here, same commenter. Now I'm glad to see Alara showing growth after the previous episode. I can't help but feel that she backslid on being that confident officer she proved to be in confronting Derulio. One of the most things, these 2 episodes were shown out of order. However, we now have 2 showcase episodes for her, and I like it. And the next time we could see something other than another plot based around how desperate her strength at the job. She's young. She's bogged down under the doubt. Maybe we can get some focus on her often spoken of fascinating love life crisis, or given that the new insight to her people, the fact that she's chosen not to embrace the pacifist lifestyle like her parents. The 2 issues could be interwoven, since Alara can't find a guy intimidated by her strength, implying that she wants a guy who can handle being tough so she can be more passive, because she's not being expected to be the alpha in the relationship. Or maybe having a passive guy so she can totally shed her parents' passive ways and live a more macho lifestyle, while whatever the guy she's with is the soft and gentle one in the relationship. Again, like you brought up in this comment, we've dealt with her self-doubt in 2 episodes now, so maybe we can go on to those other types of episodes.
It's fine, but she's so fascinating, though.
She's cool.
She's an interesting way. It doesn't bother me as much, but I see your point about that, like they've done it twice. But it shows how young she is and how insecure she is in a lot of ways.
And I think because after this, she overcame all those crazy things that there's nothing that can, security-wise on the ship, that she can't be ready for.
Well, yeah, exactly. And at the very end, when she was sleeping on that bed, she was happy. She had
a smile on her face
because she conquered her fears. And everyone else's fears.
And it's funny because, like how Captain Malloy told her, you already proved yourself to me.
Yeah.
But she had to prove it to herself.
Yeah.
Her hardest critic is herself.
Yep.
And again, like you brought up in your comment about the parents, how they value, they're more pacifist.
That's their society values academics.
So we could literally do 10 episodes on any of these characters.
Oh,
and their backstories and on their planets and stuff.
And you were talking about the relationships, and it's funny, I guess Crimson has an interesting theory, and I kind of believe it too, that maybe she has a crush on Mercer, but I don't think she ever pursue it, but I think she kind of does.
I think she kind of sees him as like that older, and he respects her. he knows she's strong, and it doesn't bother him in any way. He feels like, oh, that's an amazing skill. You're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like she has like that male figure in her life that isn't intimidated by her strength and is more impressed by it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things, but I don't think
she ever pursued, but I think it's just like
it's in her head.
It's subconscious,
Yeah, it's on the line, but she realizes he's the captain. He's way older than me. Okay.
There's a couple of times when she's talking about the difference between Derurio, like Kelly was when she's talking with her in a previous episode, and Mercer, and then he explained why she liked Mercer. Goes, well, that's nice, that's what she said. So she kind of likes that, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's just all one way in their mind.
So we have S.J. Pace, 1776. My favorite episode thus far. Seeing Alara go full-on Ripley from Alien with the gun strapped in a creepy lit hallway was badass. She was cemented herself as my favorite character, both being capable and vulnerable. Her parents calling her slow really hit home why she seeks approval and why she's so hard on herself. Yeah, and I guess that's a little commentary on there about how parents, their opinions and their feelings towards their children can follow them all the way into adulthood.
Yeah.
So saying that since she wasn't so smart, and they would put her kind of...
It's almost like a Zootopia feel to it a little bit.
Yeah.
With her parents.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you're not ready for this. Oh, you don't do that. And it will affect you.
Exactly.
It will follow you all the way into adulthood. And they don't think they're doing any harm.
No.
But it is harming her. And again, for her go running down the hallway, she has the gun in her hand. Yeah, that's so alien. I love it. It's so great. But remember, there was never strong females before 2017. No, there was always strong females. You just didn't care.
No, because history happens that moment, never in the past.
Yeah, there's no future, there's no past, there's only this second.
Yeah.
So
after this thing is gone, it's over with.
Yeah, then we never speak of it again. So Brian Strait, the holodeck could have safeties, but they didn't apply for superficial injuries, scratch, bumps, bruises, etc. Like the one that she had applied to more serious injuries. Maybe. Again, is it a sliding scale?
Then how the thing killed her assistant then?
Oh, see, because that was all simulation.
Maybe, but...
Yeah, but since it knew it was killing another, basically NPC character that it would...
Because I know for a fact, even like on the holodeck, you can't even get a bump or scratch without the safeties off.
See, I'm wondering if it's like an on and off switch. It's either all on or all off.
Maybe.
Or if there's like, okay, you can allow X amount
maybe there's different levels. I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah, like they didn't go into detail.
Hopefully they do eventually so we can answer these questions. I'm curious about that too. Maybe there's a sliding scale.
Again, that's the only way. It's either there's none at all and she could have died, which I would think maybe that would... But she might have even died of, a heart attack because her adrenaline...
Well, the Finn was saying her stress levels, adrenaline's going too high, and then I can't do anything. She called 38, I can't do anything. And he's the one that made up that simulation, so Isaac, man, you got a twisted mind.
Well, he just did it pragmatic,
Yeah, but still, it's made it even more frightening.
Yes, that he didn't break down fears to something that was so academic.
Yeah, and even how people would really react, too. That's just like, oh, geez, Isaac, you know too much.
So, Celophanity Frog. So, the official name of the holodeck is the environmental simulator. It's on the wall outside the first one you see in the pilot episode. 2 things I didn't like about the simulators. 1, there seems to be no locks or doors. People just walk in on you in the middle of whatever. Also, there's an observation deck above the simulator so people can watch what you're doing. Whatever. No privacy at all. Well, that would suck. So that my personal holodeck fantasies. Anyways, I love the episode and didn't mind the holodeck episode as long as there aren't too many of them and they are used in creative, interesting ways. Next Generation and Voyager had some pretty boring holodeck episodes with crew members acting out whole stories. I don't watch Star Trek to watch Patrick Stewart pretending to be Private Eye or Brent Spiner pretending to be Sherlock Holmes. So those kinds were always my least favorite. But this one was pretty exciting.
Well, you have to realize, there's an old thing writers say, the reason why I like it because it gives a chance for if you're doing a long series, for actors to do different things and break out of the norm what they're doing. And it does help the morale of the actors on the show. So you got to look at it from that way too.
Yeah, but again, this has only been 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
So this isn't like, season 5 where it's okay.
But again, was she on the ship with Orville? It wasn't like she was on some fantastical, fantasy journey here. So, I mean, it's not like, you got to devoid it from a Voyager episode that was in a fantasy setting.
And to go back to the privacy thing, when she was just working out, I'm pretty sure there might be like a privacy code.
Oh, I'm sure it's safety. I think it's emergency. That's why they allowed it. I'm pretty sure they're not looking in on your simulation time.
I get, and he's referring to, like, remember when they walked in, they're like in their colonial clothes. I'm pretty sure, she wanted someone to talk to. Like she
Yeah.
left it unlocked on purpose, so
Yeah.
maybe someone could come in and talk to me. I think that's that situation. And then the other one, since it was that she was in there and she did that special protocol thing, and then Captain Override. Hey, I get to see what's going on in here. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure not anyone can walk in the observation deck. It has to be like the doctor or chief of security.
We just want to see Lamar Lemoy and Boris go with duels on Sunset now with their pistols. And
I know. What were they doing? I want to know what were they doing.
Who knows?
Because they had little flintlocks.
Nothing better than seeing him and Lauren take a picture with Sigmar falling in between scenes and they're wearing their colonial stuff. This
Again, I highly, highly recommend you guys follow all the people on Twitter. Because they always post all these cool behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, that was one of the pictures.
They're always interacting with the fans. They love the show. They love their characters, and they want to talk to the fans.
Oh yeah, they're not holding back.
Yeah, it's really cool. They did post a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff. And our very last comment, 360 Whiplash. I was actually enjoying the episode until the reveal at the end of the episode. I would have enjoyed it more if an evil alien entity had invaded the starship and created all those nightmares and situations that the crew had to deal with. And again, I brought that up when I first watched the episode when they showed us a simulation. I was like, oh, but then I thought, okay, they had to explain it somehow.
You know, but they had to. But now you mention it, I'm kind of thinking about it. I don't think in the first 10 episodes there's been a non-corporeal life form yet. No, I don't think so.
Everything's been like a physical thing.
Physical, which isn't bad, but I'm wondering when they're going to introduce that because now you got me thinking with that last comment.
Yeah, like some type of like energy cloud
entity
thing.
That's an alien life form, but it doesn't have a, like I said, human. It doesn't have human.
Yeah, a non-carbon based
body. Yeah.
So that's going to wrap up all the comments. Great comments, guys. Thanks for everyone who comes to our videos and watches them.
It's a fun episode.
There's a new episode next week, and is that the last episode for the season?
No, there's one more after that.
So there's two more. Okay, so we got two more episodes before we have the... Man, looks like it's going to be a hibernation for Orville, which sucks.
So the fall, which I said I don't like. I hope... I'm waiting on bated breath. I can't wait, but... I don't want it to lose some of its fan base if people are going to forget about it or go on to...
Because there's been shows that we would watch, and then when they go on those long breaks, we kind of forget a little bit. Like, even for Gotham, for me, it's like when it finally came back, I'm like, oh, well, it came back. Because you just forget.
Yeah, see, I was dedicated, I was looking for it, but sometimes that does happen for some of the shows. You do forget, like, oh, that's on, oh, yeah, you know?
And hopefully Fox sees all the cool stuff that people are posting about the show, see all the videos people are making about it, and all pretty much... how much the fans want this world. They want to know more. And hopefully they find some more time slots, maybe a little bit sooner than fall.
I'm hoping summer? At least... How about a summer, starting the summer, like springtime, late spring. Come on, you could get this in by March.
It's going to be great. We're going to still... We'll cover it, as often as it comes out, and then during that long hiatus, we'll come up with some ideas. We'll do stuff.
Yeah, we'll also talk about our other things. We'll do that eventually. It's kind of a slow time right now, so
yeah, because right before Christmas is always
because we didn't see Justice League, so
yeah, that was standing.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for watching. Let everyone know that we do these videos. We love interacting with you guys. I'm doing a better job of actually commenting on the comments.
Well, it's a trial and error. We're learning. That's the thing.
And I like the fact that, get the word out and tell them watch our videos and like, subscribe, share. Yeah. Let them know that we do read the comments. We do talk back and forth. It's not just like some YouTube channel where like, oh, we say what we want. We don't take any of your opinions. And I've learned things from you guys.
Exactly.
And that's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's cool to watch a show and enjoy it. It's better when you can share it with people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Especially if you agree or don't agree. Like some of you guys don't like, Holodeck episodes. I love them. Yeah. But it's cool to talk about it.
It's funny, I'm noticing in the last few episodes, the comments have been a lot, I would say, agreeable, not so... I don't mind people disagreeing, but, not so vicious in some of the commentary.
I think because this is something everyone can kind of relate to. Oh, fears. She came first. We all have fears.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always those... but those controversial episodes are the funnest ones to talk about. Majority Rule was one.
I love Majority Rule. I can't praise that episode high enough. I want to know more about this planet. It's just amazing.
But, like you said, you brought up earlier, like, conventions and stuff. There's a big convention here where we go to every year during the summer. And we might, maybe we throw in there, we might do a panel. We'll think about it.
We'll see. I want to try smaller because I want to test my chops. I've never done a panel before, so I want to make sure I get it right. We want to at least have a good byline. We're going to try to put in visuals, do everything we can to make it...
Yeah, because we've been to good panels. We've been to some horrible panels. Yeah. So I doubt we'll be that bad. And I honestly believe, since when you love a show... Like, I love the Orville, and I think it's great. We can come up with something.
Yeah,
I think it
we
would be
could.
great. And if we do that, I probably will record it, and then maybe I'll upload it. But that's not until summertime.
Yeah,
so
we'll see if we can
see.
get in there. If not, we'll start out a smaller convention.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll definitely do stuff, and then we will even we'll come up with some cool ideas.
Yeah, because in the area we're in, there's conventions going on like every
all
month,
year long,
all the time. So
and anywhere from anime, video game,
Games,
comic
books. Yeah,
they even have a really cool horror convention.
Oh
or
yeah,
like for
Mad
Halloween
Monster,
time.
really awesome. Yeah, it's really.
Yeah,
cool.
they had what was it? Was Pinhead there last year?
Yeah, the guy who played Pinhead. It was scary.
Yeah.
He was in the whole dinner.
So we got a lot of cool stuff.
Rob Regan went to the one in North Carolina, and they're by the same people. If he comes here, I might have to go to that.
Oh yeah, this episode could be.
Oh, I know, right?
You can show this episode.
Instead of the nurse, it could be him, because I was like that when Part 4 and he was the nurse. I mean, there was no difference. Like, oh, this is scary.
But yeah, thanks for everything. Thanks for all the comments. We love it. These videos are fun to make. There was that week break with no new episode, but next week, this week coming up on Thursday, we'll definitely.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done by Thursday.
Yeah.
The common episode, because there'll be an episode that week. So.
Yeah. So we got a little break. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did.
Everyone,
good.
spend time with your friends, family.
Yeah.
Everyone was safe on Black Friday. If you went out into the stores, hope everyone had a good time, got some good deals. But
there were great deals out there.
I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
A15 PCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.